Hi, this is Reg Athwal and welcome to another episode, just a short one for today for Family Business Q&A based on a recent certification program that we were running online, which we've just launched for the Family Business Academy. And one of the questions that came up, which I thought would be great to share on the channel, was around what happens if you've got a family member, NextGen member, who has a great idea, wants to maybe build a startup, but it's got nothing to do with the legacy business. So for those of you running family businesses listening to this, what is your principles? What are your guidelines for the next generation? Is your philosophy all around making sure that the next generation join the legacy business? Right now, if the legacy business is doing well, is big enough, there's opportunities for them to learn. Maybe you're looking for a succession plan in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years for that business. And that sort of makes sense. But on the flip side, you could have a NextGen member who doesn't want to join the legacy business. They don't have a passion for it. It doesn't excite them. At the same time, maybe they want to do exactly what you've done. If you're the patriarch, if you're the chairman, if you're the founder, part of the founding family who created the business, maybe they want to have that experience. They want that exposure of what it would be like to build a startup. At the same time, maybe it's a good thing. We need to make sure we've got a regeneration path. We need to keep looking at new things that we could do to build the family business for the future. And sometimes Generation X, Generation Y, heading to Generation Z, and eventually Alpha Generation over the next 10, 15 years, may come in with a completely new perspective for what could be done. So if you bring them into the same environment, trying to incubate a new business, they're just going to get sucked into the old culture. What I recommend is give them a separate bit of space, a separate team, give them autonomy and let them run with it. So an example is with our own family. I've got 4 children, and I know that a couple of them are very passionate about what I do and what I've done for the last 19 years, supporting family businesses and building legacies around the world for hundreds of family businesses. And one has already joined us, another one could support us in the near future, and I could build a succession plan around them to take over, from my position in the next, 20, 25 years. But at the same time, we don't stop them from building other enterprises. If we take 2 of our other children, they're not involved in our core business. My wife is also a director in our company, is on the board. So we are a family business in our own right, working with other family businesses. But the other 2 are not involved. They're involved in our family forum meetings, our family board meetings. So at least they're aware of what we do and what's happening with the business now and for the future. They understand our vision. They understand what we do day to day. So God forbid, if anything happens to the seniors, at least all 4 of the next generation are aware of what we do in the business. And at least at a board level, they can protect it and look after it. But 2 of the 4 are running their own e-commerce fashion brand business. They've got their own fashion brand. It's a complete internet tech e-commerce related business. They're doing extremely well. And the structure that we created was a hybrid. So 50% of that business is owned by the NextGen and 50% is owned by our holding group structure. Now, why did we do it that way? We wanted to give them the autonomy, allow them to become the CEO, C-level person or executive director in the business, let them start up with our mentoring and coaching and build that business, make sure they've got an ownership piece so they feel like true owners and give it 100%, but at the same time they're contributing back to the family fund as that business does well. Hopefully dividends can be paid back to the group company, the holding structure, the family office as we call it sometimes, and that could be reinvested into other things that we want to do as a family. So we find this is a new way of operating, and we call it the hybrid model. Make sure that you've got everyone as observers on the board, learning. They know what's going on with the meetings that you run for your core legacy business, but at the same time, giving the next gen an opportunity to incubate and do new things. And hopefully, some of those new things will become more successful and larger and bigger than maybe the legacy business, because business models do change. There is an expiry date at some stage with any legacy business because it has to reinvent itself, it has to regenerate, and there's nothing better than doing that with maybe the next generation. So hopefully I've left you with a few things to consider. Subscribe to our channel, leave some comments for me, share the video, and hopefully you'll be back to watch some of the other videos on the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.